Here I am with your next set of assignments. Actually, you're in the middle of a set of assignments. You have just completed writing about how Frederick Douglass learned to read and write, and most of you have uploaded that to me. A few of you are still in the process of doing that. And you should have by now viewed the film Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee. And you have uploaded a proof of viewing to me, and you are now in the process of writing a film review of that film, or you will tackle it very shortly. And do meet the deadline for this film coming up, which is at the end of this set of assignments. Follow the scaffold very carefully. It's a fairly detailed scaffold, so you have to read it beginning to end. Basically, you've got 3 paragraphs to write. The first paragraph is just a summary of the film. The second paragraph is a discussion of one of the film's messages. You determine the message, and I show you how to state that message. Please state the message in the way I ask you to, and then you write about the message. And finally, you choose one aspect of the film that you want to write about based on your reaction to the film. You're just going to write about one of them. Now, the major problem that many students have had with this assignment is that students want to write about more than one message, and students want to write about more than one reaction. No, just choose one message to write about. Just choose one reaction to write about, like maybe the acting, or the acting of one of the characters. Be as specific as possible, because you can say a lot about whatever you choose to write about in terms of a message or reaction. If you have any questions or doubts, don't hesitate to message me before you turn in this assignment. Also, I'm encouraging you to submit this assignment to NetTutor. They should take the whole paper on their whiteboard. I'm sorry, NetTutor Live. Don't go to the NetTutor Dropbox. It takes 48 hours to get anything back to you, and sometimes longer than that. So we want to just do NetTutor Live, and they should be able to help you with different things, different parts of this paper. Anyway, pay attention to the focus of these paragraphs. And of course, there's a word count, 500 words. Keep the 3 sections of this paper at about an equal length, which is about 180 words or so. Don't make one section too much longer than another section. I'm looking forward to reading these film reviews. This is a rough draft, so I'm going to read the rough draft and give you some comments and return it to you, and then you're going to rewrite it, revise it, and rewrite it, and submit it one more time for a grade. Remember, we are using the reading and writing process heuristics to do our assignments now. So for each assignment, I take you step by step through the different parts of the process so that you get experience in using these 2 very important tools, the reading process heuristic and the writing process heuristic, to deal with your other college assignments when you take other courses that require reading and writing. And then after you have, well, maybe, or at the same time, the other thing that I want you to do with this next set of assignments is to read Can Prison Be a School by Malcolm X? And this is about how Malcolm X learned to read and write in prison. Now, he already knew how to read and write. at an elementary level, maybe 6th grade or whatever. But it was in prison where he learned to read and write at a university level. Sometimes we call this critical literacy as opposed to basic literacy. Critical literacy is learning how to read and write at a college or university level. We in this class are engaged in critical literacy, improving our critical literacy, acquiring critical literacy actually. So it's a very interesting article about how Malcolm X learned to read and write. He did make mention of it briefly in the film. Maybe some of you caught that. So I want you to read the article using the reading process heuristic. And then I've given you 3 questions that I want you to be able to discuss. We are going to move into discussing this article in a forum, and we will be taking a quiz over the article. And once we have finished writing about the film, we will then start the rough draft, writing about how both Malcolm X and Frederick Douglass learned to read and write. We are going to be comparing how they learned to read and write. There are many similarities, and of course there are differences. I think you'll enjoy doing this paper. It will be our first full-length college paper. It will be a paper of about 4.5 to 5 pages, which is a basic college paper length. Most professors at college don't want papers much longer than 5 or 6 pages, so this will give us our experience at doing one of these based on 2 readings. So this is where we're going. Your next set of assignments, turn in your film review. Make sure you've watched watch the film and turn in your film review, and read the Can Prison Be a School, so that we can write about that, along with writing about Frederick Douglass and how they both learned to read and write. We will see you online. Oh yeah, and again, I want to remind you, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me.